Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight here on News West 9 at 10 for our 2025 election coverage. I'm Alex Camerata. Polls have been closed for about 3 hours now, and results are being counted up across the Permian Basin. Tonight, we have plenty of important local races on the ballot that we'll cover. But first, let us start in Midland. Tonight, voters deciding on a bond proposal for Midland College with a big price tag of $450 million. The school hoping to utilize the bond for improving the workforce and the campus. Let's take a look at the unofficial results coming in right now, and it looks like unofficially 66% of voters saying no to that proposition of that Midland College bond. That against vote leading by 3,475 votes. So again, unofficially voting no against that Midland College prop. We're also bringing you team coverage tonight. News West 9 Sydney Jolivet, she is live right now at Midland College, the site of what could have been a major investment in shaping the future of education here in West Texas. And Sydney, I know these unofficial results are coming in. What's the latest?
That's right, Alex. I reached out. I was in contact with the Midland College Works Political Action Committee earlier. And around 8:30, when those results really started to come in, they reached back out to me, letting me know that they weren't going to be able to give a comment and they were in no shape. And that's really how it is with some of these elections. Sometimes you have those votes, you think they're going one way and they ultimately go another. But when it comes to the $450 million bond for Midland College, it looks like it will not pass. The PAC team did warn that a failed bond could severely limit the school's ability to meet student demand. They emphasized the growing gap between what the local workforce needs and what the college can currently provide.
Unfortunately, if the bond weren't to pass, we're going to continue turning students away. I mean, that's unfortunately the reality. We have a workforce that needs skilled and educated people that are ready to go. We have students who are willing to learn, and we're having to tell them no due to just facility limitations. It's the reality. It's a sad reality, but it's true.
Without this funding, MC says it could struggle to expand high-demand programs like nursing and applied technology. They say the need for upgraded facilities will only grow as the Permian Basin population increases. And there are still more local races, but I know we did get some information from Midland College. Reporting in from Midland College, I'm Sydney Jolivet, News West 9. I'll toss it back to you in studio, Alex.
Yeah, Sydney, thank you. We actually did get that reaction from MC after this bond looks to unofficially not pass. In a statement sent into News West 9, the school saying, quote, Midland College appreciates the citizens of Midland who participated in this critical process and engaged in constructive dialogue about the future of our college. While we are disappointed in the outcome of the bond election, we remain dedicated to creating opportunities for students and serving our community. The needs that prompted this proposal still exist and will only increase as our region grows. Midland College will continue to provide access to high-quality education and workforce training that meets the demands of our region. Well, voters were treated to some lovely weather today as they casted their ballots, as we're getting a live look in Midland right now. And Andy, we're going to be seeing more of the same overnight as we head into tomorrow.
Yeah, Alex, it is going to be rather nice, but to kind of shake things up here, we did have a report of an earthquake that was in Culberson County, just south of the Guadalupe Mountains. It was a reported magnitude 5.3, and the depth is actually at 5.3 miles down into the surface. But we have reports that this earthquake fell all the way into La Mesa and as far north as Lubbock. So definitely shaking things up. That happened into tonight, but kind of shake things up again. Temperatures across the board still even tracking a little bit of some rain showers making their way even in through Alpine, but it is relatively very light, working a little bit more of those 70s walking out the door. Not too bad if you have any plans heading out into tonight. But here's kind of the big picture. Here's kind of what I'm paying attention to. This system is going to be our next weather maker into the Permian Basin, and I'm tracking a little bit more potential of some severe potential as we head in a little bit into tomorrow and early next week. So stay tuned, and I'll have those details coming up next.
All right, let's bring you more results now. Staying in Midland, we're following the county's utility district bond of $645 million. It's expected to fund water infrastructure and other related improvements. Let's take a look at those unofficial results right now, and it looks like 76% are voting against the MCUD Prop A. That's leading by 711 votes there, 1,039 casting an against vote. So we just got those unofficial results in, and that's where voters are seemingly saying no to it. We've got News West 9's Sanji Milburn joining us live outside of Midland County Utility District headquarters. Now, Sanji, tell us more about what voters are looking to be turning down.
That's right, Alex. The Midland County Utility District proposed a $645 million bond to fund water infrastructure. Now, according to the latest results, it shows that the bond did not pass. 1,039 people voted against it, and 328 people voted for it. Now, back in 2013, voters created MCUD and paid a 3-cent tax rate. Since then, MCUD started designing and planning the infrastructure. The bond was going to help MCUD start construction and build the infrastructure. Now, Executive Director Rodney Rhodes says in some areas in Midland County, the water quality is poor. Many people put a reverse osmosis system to treat water that they're pulling from the well system. Now, property taxes were going to increase to repay the bond debt, and that was going to be issued over a 10-year period. Now, again, these are the unofficial final results of the bond. If you want to stay up to date, make sure you head over to our website at newswest9.com. We're still waiting to get a response from Rodney Rhodes. Back to you, Alex.
Sanji, thank you. After the break, we will be bringing you the latest results from Ector County. We'll take you live out to Odessa College. News West 9's Cameron Leal is getting reaction tonight on a huge bond for Odessa College. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our election coverage. We're continuing to follow the latest unofficial numbers. Tonight, voters in Ector County deciding on an Odessa College school bond with a big price tag of $325 million. The school hoping to use that money toward job and career development and growing the Odessa workforce. Let's check those unofficial results. Right now, it looks like 67% voting against that bond. We saw in Midland College that bond unofficially not passing, and over in Odessa College looks to be the same result there, with 67% unofficially voting against that bond. And with that being said, News West 9's Cameron Leal is live out in Odessa at the Ector County Annex building, where the total votes for the Odessa College bond was collected. Cameron, tell us what's going on out there now that we know these numbers.
That's right, Alex. I am live outside the Ector County Commissioner's courtroom, where those votes have been counted for the Odessa College's $325 million bond. Now, with the numbers that you've just mentioned, we've learned that a large majority of voters did reject that bond, an initiative that would have brought major changes to Odessa College. Now, if it had been passed, just a quick recap, the bond would have funded a brand new workforce training center, additional classroom space, and a fine arts and performance venue for the college. Odessa College President Dr. Gregory D. Williams explained why community support was essential for the proposal's success.
If we're going to continue to grow, if we're going to continue to be the best that we can be, then we need to communicate to this community what we need. And that's any governmental entity has to do that, because we stand on this community's shoulders. We would not be able to be the wonderful Odessa College that we are without this community, and I'm so proud to be a part of that, and I'm proud of them, and my job is to tell them what we need, and for them then to make a decision.
And that decision is clear. A large majority of voters did reject that bond. Now, if you want to know more on updates on those unofficial numbers, you can head on over to newswest9.com, as well as full coverage for our elections. Alex?
Cameron, thanks. Staying in Ector County, the Ector County Emergency Services District has a proposition on the ballot tonight asking voters to allow the district to collect a property tax of up to 10 cents for every $100 of property value within the district. Now, that tax revenue would be used to support emergency services like fire protection and emergency medical response. According to those unofficial numbers right now, looks like 52% are voting for that to create that emergency services district in Ector County. Would really affect a lot of folks out in West Odessa. There you go, 52% unofficially saying yes to create that. And the Ector Emergency Services District also had another item on the ballot, propositions asking voters to allow the district to create and collect a small tax of up to 10 cents for every $100 of property value to help pay for emergency services like fire and ambulance. And according to those unofficial results right now, Proposition B, that is also looking good. 52% are voting for that there on that second proposition for the Ector County Emergency Services District. Let's stay in Ector County. The Ector County Independent School District single member seat, that is up for grabs in District 5 tonight. Both candidates running, Stacey King and Stevie Brown. And it looks like Steve Brown is at 61% unofficially to take that District 5 seat there for Ector County ISD over Stacey King. Moving on to Ector County Hospital District board member seat that's up for grabs tonight. This is in District 3. The race between Sylvia Rodriguez Sanchez and Richard. These unofficial results are showing that Rodriguez Sanchez is the unofficial winner with 59% voting for her to take that Ector County Hospital Board District 3 seat. And the final race in Ector County that we're tracking tonight is the Ector Hospital District board member seat that's up for grabs in District 7. This run between Judy Hayes and Kathy Rhodes. A tight one, but it looks like Kathy Rhodes is going to edge out Judy Hayes. 52% of the vote there for Rhodes. Judy Hayes coming with 48% unofficially there for that District 7 seat. Hey, don't go anywhere. Coming up after the break, we will bring you more election results. We'll take you out to Andrews County. Thanks for sticking with us tonight here on News West 9, your election headquarters. We will now take a look at the unofficial results in Andrews County. We start with the City of Andrews special election with 4 propositions on the ballot. Now, Proposition A asked voters to let its Economic Development Corporation use sales tax money, including money already collected, to pay for things like public safety buildings, streets, drainage, tearing down old buildings, and other city improvements, while also paying for any other projects that help create or keep jobs in Andrews. Let's take a look at those unofficial numbers. Looks like we don't really have them in right now. These are still unofficial. We're collecting all this data. This was for Proposition A. So if you don't see these numbers, don't worry. We'll get these updated and on our website. You can always go there later on to check them out. Now, Proposition B voted or asked voters to allow them to use its sales tax money to build and improve things like parks, public spaces, event facilities, museums, and more. It also allows the sales tax money to help cover upkeep and daily costs for these projects. Those unofficial results still coming in. So if you don't see the numbers, again, you can go to our website, newswest9.com. You can check them out, and we just are waiting to get those in. Proposition C in Andrews County that allows sales tax money to help and develop and expand affordable housing. And the money can be used for things like land, building, equipment, and maintenance costs needed to support affordable housing projects. Still trying to get those numbers in unofficially, but stay with us on our website, newswest9.com. That is where you'll see the latest results. And Proposition D that allowed the use of sales tax money to support water projects like building or improving water supply systems and creating water conservation programs while paying for maintenance and operating costs of these projects. Still waiting on those results to come in. So all those propositions we have not had finalized yet. Our team working with the Andrews County Elections Office to get those final. Well, staying in Andrews County, the City of Andrews Council member at large seat was on the ballot tonight. We had quite a few candidates running. Dwayne Duchesne, Jane Gomez, Jeff Hatfield, and Edward Saldivar. Again, we're waiting on those results to come in there. So those 4 candidates, looks like they're waiting a little bit. And our final race we're tracking tonight in Andrews County is the Andrews Independent School District Board of Trustees seat. The race, a widely contested one. This one is between 7 candidates. Jim Leach, Misty Hatchcock, Hunter Emphiker, Kristen Robinson, Jerica Olivas, Holly Conyers, Dimitri Figueroa are all having their names on the ballot. And it looks like unofficially that Leach, Olivas, and Conyers are the 3 candidates that have won that ISD Board of Trustees seats there for the school board in Andrews, again, unofficially. And as those results continue to come in, let's take a second to check back in with our forecast with Andy Mead. What are you tracking as we go into Sunday, Andy?
Well, it's not really been busy when it comes to weather besides at the voting booth, but I am expecting a little bit more of a busy, active pattern as we head into early next week. So stay tuned. I'll have those details coming up next. Hey, good evening, everyone. It has been a rather pleasant day. High pressure is taking well in control. I'm keeping an eye on our next system that is going to be coming in from the west. A big frontal system is going to make way, but it has been a little bit on that tad busy side for our friends out into near Fort Davis. A big, large amount of hail has fallen into that quarter size, and it was pretty much looking like snowfall out there. Some significant stuff out there, but definitely storms are slowly starting to begin to wane down, working with some 70s across the board. I expect most of us will end up staying dry as we go in throughout much much of the night. Maybe even a stray shower may try to come in from the west, but I suspect, again, most of us is going to stay dry, and those storms are going to rather weaken rather quickly. We're going to be working with a little bit more of those cooler temperatures heading into tonight. 61 down into Big Lake, 62 in Odessa, 63 as well into Midland. A little bit of that cool spot along those higher elevated regions, working a little bit more into those 50s in Fort Davis, 54 as well in Marfa as well, 56 into Alpine. It is rather going to be a warm day across the basin, but it is going to be a little bit on that breezy side, working a little bit more of those south to southeasterly winds around 15, 25, gusts nearly up to 30 miles an hour. It is rather going to feel a little bit humid with 79 in Ozona, same type of deal running up into Midland, 83 in Marfa, 81 in Fort Davis, so 78 down into Carlsbad. We can kind of have an idea what is kind of going to happen over here. We got a little bit of those kind of cooler contour colors, and we are expecting a little bit of some isolated showers and thunderstorms that could be onto the strong to severe side. It is overall a very low risk, a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. Gust up to 60 miles per hour could be possible with that quarter-size hail, and a very, very low isolated tornado risk. So it is a non-zero risk that we could be working with, but I think for the most part it should hopefully be okay. We're going to have a warm front kind of working in. A little bit of storms are going to be popping in off from the Guadalupe Mountains, slowly kind of moving into that northeasterly direction, but I do expect we could see a couple rounds of storms, but I think for the most part as we head into midnight we should be well and dandy fine. But we are tracking our next system that is going to be coming in. It is going to be pretty much our potent Pacific front system that we get here in West Texas, and we are looking at a level 2 out of 5 slight risk. Large hail, damaging winds, an isolated tornado, and potential flash flooding could be an issue with some of these storms. Here's kind of how that track out. This system is going to kind of work in with our dry line a little bit. I do suspect we could see a little bit of initiation of storms kind of near off into the mountains, possibly even along the I-20 corridor, but I think that storm motion is going to be kind of that northeasterly flow, so I think storms could pretty much kind of ride along into that I-20 corridor, but I do expect the bulk of the activity will be heading into the evening hours as well, as our Pacific cold front is going to come through. We're going to get a line of storms, still kind of fine-tuning those details and really when we're going to get that line forming and when those storms are going to make their way out of the region, but I think for the most part we should be good as we head into the afternoon hours. So some isolated thunderstorms that could be onto the strong to severe side as we head into the afternoon, with really the bulk heading into the evening, overnight heading into our Tuesday morning, but it looks like we're going to get back into a cooler pattern that will continue early next week.
And we're still following the latest unofficial numbers from around the Permian Basin on this election night. After the break, we'll bring you more coverage from Presidio and Terrell counties. We got you up to the minute on several election results tonight, so let's continue checking in on some other races that voters decided on. We go to Presidio County, where voters got to choose on a big $9.9 million Presidio Independent School District bond to improve school buildings, buy new school buses, add security devices for the buses, and remove outdated facilities if needed. And we don't know those final results, but like I said earlier, you can keep track on our website, newswest9.com. In Terrell County, that's where voters were asked if they should legalize the sale of all alcoholic beverages, including mixed beverages. Our team's still working to get those final results, and you can keep tracking on our website. Now, if you missed a decision from any race across the Permian Basin tonight, don't worry. Stay up to the minute by downloading our News West 9 Plus app, or you can log on to our website. That's where we're updating those latest results for you. You can download 9 Plus on your Apple, Roku, or Fire Stick TV, and it's all for free. And just hours ago, Governor Greg Abbott made history here in Texas, signing into law a private school voucher program. This means Texans' families can use public tax dollars to cover the cost of private schools or homeschooling. And families could get about $10,000 per child to pay for tuition and expenses at private schools, $2,000 for homeschooling, and $30,000 for students in special education programs. Abbott campaigned against voucher opponents, got those people out of the Texas House, and the result is a controversial proposal now becoming law.
Gone are the days that families are limited to only the school assigned by government. The day has arrived that empowers parents to choose the school that's best for their child.
Now, the program won't start up until the 2026-27 school year. Stay with us. We've got one final look at Andy's forecast coming up next.
Most of us will be dry heading into the basin tomorrow. It is rather going to be windy, but I am keeping an eye for our friends out into southeast New Mexico, into the eastern portions of Andrews and Gaines County. There could be an isolated severe threat. I'm expecting coverage to be very low, but with those storms, it could be held up to an inch, maybe gust up to 60 miles per hour. That could be associated with an isolated tornado threat. So leaving coverage very low, but we are putting a weather impact alert as we head into our Monday and Tuesday, as we are going to be expecting storms. We're still heading into about Monday afternoon into kind of that Tuesday morning corridor. Still kind of fine-tuning those details. We're getting a little bit higher resolution data, but I think for the most part, I'm hoping it could give us some good rain, but I think we can all do without the hail.
I think that is true. Thanks so much for watching our election coverage here on News West 9. Check out our website for the latest results. We'll see you tomorrow.